Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of Doki Literature Club. Plus, I'm bringing Stabbity, the Stabbity that ever Stabbity'd. And we are getting going with Act 2. You can tell it's Act 2 because Sayori is completely glitched out. Anyway, let's get to it. File error character / Sayori.char. The file is missing or corrupt. Oh no! Save file is corrupt, starting a new game. Squid Mom, thank you very much for the follow. I see an annoying girl running to me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Well, we've already gone through this on the last run, so I won't go through everything. We get the glitch out, wonderful, everything crashes, no idea what to do, and we start back to the game. Anyway, we've done all of this, so there's no reason to stick around and redo it. You know it, pack things, dare for announce motivation clubs, yes. More glitches, hey, Monica showed up. Monica, how did you show up? You just glitched into place. Yeah, that's a load of BS. You knew I would be here. Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly, rarely talk, blah blah blah. We've done all of this. Anyway, quit the club. Let's just go skip. A guest, yep. Let's keep skipping. All of this stuff has been done in episode 6, I believe. Unlocked a special poem. Of course I want to read it. Let's see what I got. I hope it's something new. Hi, Monica. I pixelized Monica. That was odd. Anyway, we need to do the speed run for an achievement. There we go. Achievement unlocked. Any % world record attempt. Woo! Ever close the game on Monica's world? You get new dialogue for her. No, I don't believe I have. Anyway, this may or may not be new dialogue, but by this point, let's actually start playing. Hi again, Stabbity. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Ooh, those are quite some glitches on her face. Thanks for keeping your promise, Stabbity. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Skip won't skip through new dialogue. Oh, that is useful. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like, he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki certainly has a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the room. Yeah, Monica, what are you doing in front of the text box? Get back into place. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Stabbity. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Also, the room is tilting. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. Also, the song is getting freaky, a little glitched out. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure?
Oh, sure. Good idea. Settings. Skip unseen text. Unselected. Good. That's how it should be.
Are you sure? Yeah, I just feel like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Yeah, we've definitely covered this already, but that's okay. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. And now we're at new dialogue, because last time I went over to Natsuki and talked about her manga collection. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap! I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Oh, it is blurred out. Very nice. Thank you, Squid Mom. I don't think I've noticed that. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I just happened to buy two of them.
I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. Yep, make sure you don't miss anything. It's a nice feature they added. It is a super nice feature. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about anyway?
Well...
Squid Mom, I can't do a posture check when I need to practically eat the mic for Yuri's voice. But there we go. Straightened out.
Well,
I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood.
Hey, not a problem. I appreciate trolling. I'm a big fan, and I don't mind in the slightest.
But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean, not the thing about the limbs.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark term came from nowhere.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Stabbity?
No, it's not that. Oh, but now Skip is available. I guess, it's covered there before, I mean? Okay. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. Hey, NYS, welcome! Wonderful Twitch error after the ad, then when I hit the button to reload the player, the ad ran again and errored again. Ugh! Well, welcome! Nice to have a bit more of an audience. Anyway, we got Squid Mom and NYS in the house. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I?
Her mind is a bit crazy is what her mind is, yes.
Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Her mind is crazy even without Monica mind controlling her, yep.
Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly...
Something. Couldn't finish it.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please, stop me if I start talking too much.
That's, Does history show the end? No, history does not show, the messed up ones. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. She's been saying very strange things. Monica's mind control just increases and decreases personality trait values. Yep.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying?
Dot.
Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
That's, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Oh, nice. Squid Mom even been to some panels. DDLC panels. Very nice. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulders as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Just remember one of Yuri's words for her poem is lust. Yep. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of her body heat.
Something. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. She's thirsty, but not as much of a sweetie as the thirsty dead. Since Squid Mom doesn't get that joke, that is a reference to, Oh shoot, I already forgot her name. But it's from Corpse Party. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Yeah, but I keep trying to remember her name, and I keep thinking Sachiko, but I know that's the doll and the girl, but not the thirsty dead. Trust me, for Yuri, it's pretty clear she's got a lot of sexual intensity on the surface. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Saiko. Yes, Sayoko. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Eh?
To, turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. Seiko! Yes, there we go. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but, the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that.
that's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you, feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little excited.
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself. Lust intensifies, yes. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about?
Stabity? Did something happen just now?
Fun fact, Dan Salvato said in an online panel for Doki Doki in 2019 that Yuri has autism. It explains a lot of her behaviors. Oh, interesting.
Did something happen just now?
Eh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Alright, well, let's start with Monica this time, since we did Natsuki's route previously. I should start with Monica. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort.
Hi, Stabity. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. As she suddenly gets so intense and rambles on about her interests, and has so much trouble voicing her thoughts and emotions in a productive manner. Yeah? Yeah, that sounds right.
Don't worry, Stabity. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Stabity. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something deep.
I literally just picked the first words that popped up.
I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality.
Still think Corpse Party LP, it might be fun, especially now that we know how to beat it. And I don't mind at all being the guide man there. But sometimes I get the impression... Oh, whoop. Nope, yeah, still her voice. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri!
I'm back.
This is Monica calling out Squid Mom.
Did I miss anything?
Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Already? I am sorry for being late.
No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed.
Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's just because I have to sound confident. You're glad the uniform has long sleeves. Yep. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Monica's poems are transparent once you know her deal. Yes, they are. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, you know, like suddenly gaining consciousness. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip for the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Yes, Squid Mom, not to be, not to come down too harshly on a new follower, but I strongly disagree. There is objective good and evil, and saying that evil is subjective is heresy, and heresy must be purged. I mean, you do the exact same thing she does. You manipulate her file. That's a reasonable point. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. who should I show my poem to next? Well, we did get on Yuri's path, so we may as well continue with her.
Dot dot dot.
As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Oh yes, we're in new territory.
Exceptional.
A big dark puddle of ink would be a very avant-garde poem, would it not? Yes, yes it would. What was that?
Dot 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 question mark. Did I just say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow. That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Dot dot dot. Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell.
No, you weren't able to tell.
It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers.
Speaking of writing poetry before, I shared a pretty lengthy poem of my own stabbed it recently. You seemed to like it. Yes, I did. It was quite interesting.
And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. No, not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part.
Okay, hydrate it is. Damn it, Edwise! You invoked a posture check when I need to be practically eating the mic to do Yuri's voice, and Squid Mom did the exact same thing earlier in the stream. Still need to go through her route in Act 1, but you don't need to go through the rest of the game once you do. I mean, to do 100% stuff. Yep. Oh, I mean, I still will, but yeah. Instead, do this. Stretch! Okay. There we go. Stretch has been redeemed. Ah, very good.
It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
Squid Mom will be lurking. Okay, much appreciated. I will definitely enjoy the game. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, or to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the purest. Of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. ...
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
Sodium orange is a yuck, yes. And the handwriting is not terrible at all. What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
No, not for me. Hey, Fanboymus, welcome, welcome. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it.
I'm sure Galvatron being part of this club would only be would only be a surprise, and everyone was still alive and the building wasn't on fire.
I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Stabbity.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it at all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost.
NOS needs to run. Hey, no worries. Happy you stopped by for a bit. I always love having company on the streams.
Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so,
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Stabbity.
Me too. Who should I show to? Only Natsuki is left.
Dot dot dot.
Dot 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 question mark.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me,
Princess.
it's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't invoke any emotions.
So basically it's not cute enough for your tastes?
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. Ah, Natsuki's cutesy poem.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you doing great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro! I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is. Well, FBI agent Tim in the chat does. But if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they were just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is, cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Stabity did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Stabity liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Stabby appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Stabity started showing up.
Natsuki.
Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch!
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know?
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing the others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Well, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Bombs dropped.
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Stabby hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly, Yuri turns toward me as if she just noticed I was standing there.
Stabby. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
Dot. How did I get into this with some of the people I agree with? Of course. Oh, let's go, Yuri. Let's go, Yuri again. Let's go, Yuri again. And again. And we're still zooming in. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ah! Okay, fine. I had to fake that scare. Here's Monica. There we go. Dot. Hey, Stabity. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little bit more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. Oh, sure you don't. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did.
Stabity. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely.
Dot.
Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want.
Dot dot dot.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica.
You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer.
I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done.
Dot 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 dot. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today.
It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri.
It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Stabity. It would just be embarrassing with you listening.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understanding.
Boom! Well, Monica is not going to let us have time with Yuri today. But we're about 51 minutes in, so let's make a save. And let's exit and see what we unlocked. I'm sure we've got quite a few new things. So, what do we have? Okay, first things first. Finish the poem in 20 seconds or less. Artwork drawn by Claea, which was used on some DDLC stationery items. So, it actually looks incredibly cute. I like it. Alright, back. What else do we have? Nothing? That's unexpected? I would have assumed we would have unlocked something else as well. But I guess not. Well, let me just double check one more time. Nope. Nope. Okay, well, I guess this bit of stationery is going to be, the thumbnail for the next episode. Or for this episode, because I'm still, recording. But that's where we are. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please like, follow, subscribe. Check me out on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. Drop a comment. Those are always nice. And let me know what you like about the game. On that note, that's it. See you next episode for some more of Act 2 weirdness. Bye now.